Back is right. What the fuck is going on? What? Yeah. Okay, whatever. It says desktop audio is not muted, but I wish I could just like refresh it. Hold on. Hold on. Do not dab on us, you youngin'. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to fix.
Oh dang! Now they can't hear my garbage microphone.
Live, everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, guess
hello.
what? It's solved.
Better Call Saul.
There we go. Now, Face Front True Believers is Modular Media's No Price Podcast, a podcast where we talk about Marvel Comics, movies, merchandise, and more. I'm your host, Chris, the writer Gaston, and with me, as always, in the bullpen is... And we are joined by a regular guest/host. Say your name.
Buster. Hi, I'm here because Ms.Marvel Kino. Yeah.
Our remote cultural correspondent is live from the Florida Keys at the moment.
Yeah, because it's just not been a great weekend over here at Buster Corp headquarters. But anyway,
had to get away, get you some pina coladas.
I don't even get like.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you peanut these? Why don't you get caught in some good television shows?
Yeah, speaking of television, we got Ms.Marvel episode 2. Overall thoughts, everybody?
This one. This is good. A bit like I was a bit worried at first because it's like, oh, it's focusing a bit much on the powers, but there was a nice like. It was more like 20% of the episode. The rest of the 80% was just the good vibes and representation that like the show was setting up in episode 1.
I felt like it was focusing a lot more than I expected on Muslim culture, and it was because of that I spent most of this episode going, I can't tell if this is good or bad. I'm gonna have to wait and see what Twitter says.
I have not checked any Twitter's opinions on Ms.Marvel. I'm guessing they're just so scared. Apparently, it's like the viewership isn't as high compared to the other shows, which I'm like, it's a new character. I can excuse that, but still like decent viewership. But yeah, every time I
check the hashtag, the people who are actually watching it are generally positive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm pretty positive on it. Like, I mean, granted, I don't think I can like speak on every single thing, but like I can speak on most of these things, and most of it's pretty accurate and well done.
So, like, that whole festival thing they were having at the mosque, that's a thing that happens?
Not during Eid exactly, for me at least, but, like, it is a thing. I can see, like, okay, this would happen during an Eid. Like, this has happened, well, this mostly, in my area, it's a summer event, but this I can see this happening in Eid in, like, a New York state, like, so I could buy it.
Okay, because Go ahead, Bon.
Go.
I was watching it, and I was like, the closest comparison I can draw is like a Christian trunk or treat. And even then, I felt like that was wrong to say.
Yeah, no, that's...
I have no idea what that is, so
You're lucky.
A trunk or treat is basically all the people of a church put candy in their car trunk, and the kids just walk around in a circle and get candy instead of going to houses.
Cringe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. No, they're like, we do have, like, these little, like, carnival festival things. Like, it is a thing that happens. Also, the little, like, cliques that often form, like, that they were describing with, like, the funny visuals. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate to what I see.
Well, I mean, that kind of happens, I think, in any kind of religious community. There are little groups that happen, you know?
Yeah. But, like, I'm just, the specific ones are like, oh, yeah, I know that guy. I know that. I know what that kind of guy is, you know?
I know those converts. I've seen them.
Yeah. Okay, actually, honestly, maybe this is just my area, but I don't normally see a lot of converts. But yeah,
It's probably because she's in a city and having an
yeah,
alternate religion is kind of trendy.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, fair. Like
Um,
mine's is pretty like secular of like it's mostly like there's not really many converts, and if there is, it's like it's very hard to notice.
but how about the whole Nakia running for mosque leadership subplot?
Okay, I want to talk about the mosque scene because, like that's a great mosque. I mean, I understand that's the point. Like, and I find I like that. I like that they're kind of like, yeah, mosques need like. My mosque was trash, but like then they built a brand new building, and it was like now super nice. But like, so that is totally a thing that's happened in Muslim communities, for the record. And like I do like how like I was really worried that there was gonna be some sort of like joke butt of a joke to like the prayer scene, but no, they gave it the respect it deserves. And also like even if there was like a bit of conflict with like the characters and like the mosque leader, he had a very distinguished speaking voice, very accurate, very beautiful speaking voice, even if he wasn't in the right. So
and as an
just like
outsider
my
looking in, I did
vengeful
feel like the
thoughts.
whole her shoes getting taken thing. I was like, I could see that happening in a city. I could see that happening at a Christian church in a city.
Yeah, yeah, that basically, yeah, sorry, just talked a lot.
No, it's fine, dude. It's fine.
Take
To
a drink
talk
of water.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a day. Anyway, anything? Yeah, but yeah, I do like the Nakia plot was good. I do like how they like had like a pro hijab sentiment because I know like not everyone is like, but like I do feel like it's important for like if people want to wear it, then they shouldn't be shamed for it. So I'm glad that they went with like a pro hijab sentiment.
Yeah, we
There.
talked about it a little bit off mic, where like there's a whole discussion in this country that's been happening for far too long about whether or not it's okay. And the fact of the matter is, if it's a personal choice, whatever you want to do with your body, whatever you want to put on your body is okay.
Yeah.
I
That's
may
kind of
I may not like the idea of if I was asked to wear it as an atheist, but that's me as an atheist. I can't enforce my views on someone else.
yeah.
This,
I'm
like
just because it's just like so much like Muslim representation on media, especially written by non-Muslims, will like kind of shame the hijab. But I'm so glad they're like no, there's a reason for it.
And that
Yeah,
always,
because there's a false understanding in this country of like it's about sexually controlling women, which I don't think it is.
It really is. It's mostly
Yeah,
just human decency.
from my
it's just
understanding
a
of what I
different.
know of the
It's just a
scriptures.
different cultural understanding of what is decency. You know.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
It's mostly just like if you like it's basically clothes. The best way to describe it's like you wouldn't go outside naked. Is if you like.
Yeah, but it's also just it's just a weird thing, and it's probably just stems from a lot of U.S. racism. Like you don't see
Yeah.
that same kind of sentiment about Jewish people in yarmulkes or Sikh people in their turbans.
Yeah, it's
So
very much rooted in like racism and like prejudice and just fear.
I mean, there was attacks on Sikh people close to the year we're talking about. We're alluding
Yeah.
to, because they got confused for
Oh
Muslims.
yeah. Yeah, that's it just you get what I mean.
Yeah,
not optimal.
Yeah,
not
no,
optimal.
racism, bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's big
that shouldn't be
stinky.
a hot take, but apparently it is.
Mhm.
Speaking on that, I don't. Okay, rip the band-aid off. I like how kind of essentially multi-ethnic the religious community seems to be surrounding Kamala. Like it's not just one group of people. It's you see South Asians, you see Arab, you see
Yeah.
black. Like the fiance, her brother's fiance is a black woman, and it's just like, oh, that's neat.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
like a whole subplot, like the way they meet in the comic, which I'm kind of upset we don't get this scene now, but there's a great scene in the comic when they meet where he like tries to challenge her, like, "Oh, you're into this? Tell me about this and this," and then she like totally schools him, and he's like, "Oh, I think I love you."
Yeah. Maybe we'll get in like a quick flashback. Who knows?
But
Mhm.
I just part of me was just like, oh, that's kind of neat that it's very multicultural within this one specific culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
It's very nice. It's very nice.
Um,
So, let's move on from that a little bit. How did you guys feel about the whole Kamala has a crush thing that's going on and is clearly leading into some more exploration of what the powers are?
It was fine. I mean, it was kind of funny, but like, yeah, no, it's very standard.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty standard teenage fluff.
Hmm.
Yeah,
But you do really
fine.
understand why she's falling for the guy. It's not less like,
Yeah.
oh, he's hot. It's, oh, he's hot and kind, and he has a similar interest, and he takes an interest in her hobbies and all that kind of stuff.
Also, nice
Yeah.
world building. They're both fans of Kingo.
Which is
Yeah.
also, their parents are fan of Kingu Senior.
Yeah.
Which, if you remember
Whole thing, or
no, if you
Oh,
remember Eternals, Kingu impersonates his own son every generation.
oh,
Because
So
he's
he keeps
immortal.
being an actor.
Eternals.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Eternals, so I'm like,
Yeah. No, he's an Eternals character.
yeah, okay. Because I just like, because I'm not familiar with the Bollywood stuff, so it's just like,
I wonder what you think is going on with him now, because isn't he one of the ones that got taken by Erisham at the end?
What?
Remember, like half some of the Eternals got taken by Erisham at the end of
Oh,
the movie.
yeah. Now I remember what you're saying. Yeah, because he stayed around. Yeah, he's got
Mhm.
picked up by the Celestial.
Yeah, so I wonder what the cover story is.
Oh,
Yeah, well, doesn't matter. Bruno,
Yeah.
getting offered to go to another school. It feels very cliche because it felt very cliche in the comics too. I wish it wasn't happening so soon, and also I wish they didn't change it to Caltech, because do you know what it is in the comics, Boingo?
Empire State.
No, he gets a scholarship to the University of Wakanda.
Ooh.
yeah. And I'm not sure if it's like, because I'm not sure if they changed it because it's like, oh, the Wakanda movie is having like a big production kerfuffle, but like, you know, I wish it was Wakanda. It would have like showed like, you know, progress for the little thing, but I do understand like, you know, still don't want to
It's
like
understandable to
push.
change it because also you got to think about it like this: Wakanda has been a known nation state in the Marvel universe for decades at the point of the Ms.Marvel comic, while in the MCU it's been what, 5 years?
Yeah.
It's been like 5 to 6 years. Yeah, fair. It's probably not immediate that there would be opportunities.
They're
popping up.
still working on just integrating businesses
Yeah.
and that kind of thing. Like they're not
Although,
worried about
honestly, this
kids.
episode just felt like it just felt like this episode felt like crammed like a bunch of setup for like a billion Miss Marvel stories I recognize from the comics. You know, just you got the crushed one. I mean, the episode's called Crushed. You got the one about Bruno leaving for the new school. You got like the party, like which is kind of her origin and originally. You know, you got all these things. You got
The stuff about her family.
yeah, like just like it's kind of neat. It's like, but like it feels like next episode we're about to transition into, okay, this is what makes this one different, and I'm kind of worried.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of leaning on the big theory that there's some kind of Kree in her family background, and it's a changing of the Inhuman stuff because I am they are probably ripping all of the Inhuman shit out of Miss Marvel just because it is such a bag of it is a bag of worms that they have to carry around with the character.
Mhm. It's the one misstep about her creation.
Yeah.
Well, like I mean, it's kind of like I don't know. I mean, I understand the distaste. especially because
Here's the thing. It's the part of the problem is no one gives a shit about the Inhumans.
yeah, fair.
And
What else? I was gonna say something.
I like her. I enjoyed the exploration of her powers because I just immediately got flashbacks to Static Shock.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's an urban training sequence. What are you gonna do?
Oh yeah. I don't mind like the. And like I know like the creators have teased this isn't the final form of her powers, so we might get the full on stretchy things later, which will be nice. But like I don't know. What else? But there's like a thing. Oh yeah, like do you think it's possible they're gonna do the obvious change and make her a mutant or something?
No, they're not doing any mutants anytime soon.
If you make her the first mutant in the MCU, you're gonna have a ton of X-Men fans shitting down your throat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because here's the thing. You're a Marvel here's the thing. You can be a Marvel fan, but then you also have to be an X-Men fan.
Oh.
They're two different things.
There's a reason we say, like, X-Men could practically be its own universe sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's why the Fox
movies, but too.
But that's why the Fox were able to get away with it for so long. It's just, that kind of thing. What I think is happening...
Because it's like biologically. It says it's like part of her body. It like awakened something within her body. So I'm like...
It's a modification of the Inhuman storyline. It's basically trying to be Inhuman without being Inhuman.
Yeah. Because the Inhumans are like a weird crossbreeding thing from the Kree and the Skrulls. So like modifying it to be... maybe she has a Kree ancestor, and like there's something inherent in the Kree that this artifact is able to tap into.
Or maybe she's a different alien species altogether, and
I wouldn't like. I'm not sure how I would feel about that. That would be a bit messy, especially given.
But keeping her Inhuman isn't messy.
Well, I mean, like messy. I'm talking about in like terms of like the context of her being like one of the first like religiously ethnic like characters in the MCU.
I'm not saying her specifically right now as an alien. Her ancestor.
Still, it would be.
Buddy, that's all. Buddy, you do realize that's how every single superhero in the Marvel universe works, right?
I know. Fine. Just
that's how Peter Parker and Captain America work. Like, I'm not kidding.
But Boingo, they don't talk about that regularly, is what Buster is trying to say.
Yes, but I'm just trying to iterate. That wouldn't eliminate it because this is how all the superheroes fucking work in Marvel.
I don't know. I'm just saying I would be a bit like cautious about it. But and that's the whole like I don't know. I feel like making the powers a big secret twist like is just like make it more
I don't think it's gonna be a big twist. I think it's just gonna be like, this is a thing that happened with your great-grand... It may not even be like, oh, your ancestor's an alien. It may be like, yo, your great-grandmother got experimented on by aliens.
Yeah. I don't know. Again, like, they do, like, interesting setup with it. I just hope it pays off well. Like, Episode 3 is probably going to be a make or break for many people. Because I think that's where, like, the big power lore dump is going to come in.
Oh yeah, that lady in the back of the car is gonna be like, all right, so here's what's going on. Yeah,
and that makes me very scared because I also I kind of hate that the show's only 6 episodes now. Like, remember when I wish it was like 8 episodes. 8 episodes would be good because it's like, I wanted a bit more setup. I mean, I got a good grasp on these characters already, but like, I want to see more. Like,
but
I want to see more.
This whole thing is the setup. This isn't the status quo.
Yeah, I feel like the end of this... I feel like this episode was the end of them setting stuff up, and now they're going to be paying stuff off for the next 4 episodes.
Yeah, fair. I don't know.
But we don't even have a major bad guy in the story yet.
By the end of it, there might not even be a villain by the end of it. It might just be about her getting her shit together as a hero, and then Carol Danvers shows up and goes, yo, we gotta do a thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure how big of a fan I would be of that, but like...
Well, it's happening! I don't know if it'll be in this show or not, but it's happening at some point soon, because go see the Marvels in theaters next summer.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the Carol part, I'm just talking about like the whole, this is just a whole, or I kind of want I know this probably won't happen, but I wish there was more like just episodic adventures. But I know that's how the Marvel shows work.
Buddy, this is the episodic adventure. This is the episode.
Okay. No. Buster means like completely self-contained shit.
Yeah,
Buster wants Star Trek TNG, but with Ms.Marvel.
Dang. Good way to put it. Basically, I was hoping like these first few episodes would be like setup, and then we get a few episodic, then a finale, but like a fair.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is like you were never going to get that with the MCU. You might get that if you get a Ms.Marvel cartoon one day, which I would actually really like. Please and thank you, Disney. But I don't think we'd ever be lucky enough to get something like that in the MCU.
No. Yeah, MCU is very much event.
It's more miniseries.
Constant, little things constantly building to big things.
Yeah, almost as if that's how it works in the comics.
Yeah, I know, but like, I mean, there's not like in the comics you at least have like a little like just chill stories, for lack of a better word. You know.
You want some done at once.
Yeah, done at once. You know, just not.
Those are
like,
called movies.
Buddy, you know that's bullshit. Shut up.
Yeah. Bruh, oh yeah, I love the chill story where like Thor has to go and to fight the Dark World guy. Yeah,
that totally wasn't just setting up one of the Infinity Stones for Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
All right, fine,
despite all my complaining, I did legitimately enjoy this episode.
It was a fun episode. Also, the guidance counselor is 100%. He is totally coded as a gay man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But stereotypically, though.
Not so much.
Stereotypically, but like I've known actual gay people who talk like that. Like stereotypes do exist.
I'm not talking about I'm not talking about the way he talks. I'm talking about the fact that every single gay millennial man I have ever met in the world has loved The Devil Wears Prada.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that too.
That's what I was talking about.
But I wasn't speaking like his mannerisms. I meant like the references and stuff to the cadence of his words, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay. That makes a bit more sense.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to say he has a stereotypical gay accent.
No. You're he's part of the community, and you can kind of pick up the vibe.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Also, I just want to congratulate the dude who's playing the dad, because when I can't remember her name, hijab Nakia goes up and goes like, "Hey, you should vote," and he goes like, "But my friend," and she just starts laying into him. It was like, "You wouldn't want to crush your daughter's dream, would you?" The look on his face of like, "You motherfucker. How dare you pull this on me?"
It's like so clear that her and Kamala have been friends since they were little girls, and because of that, she knows every button to push with her dad.
And it's just adorable. It's just like, you. I love you. I love little universal like moments like that.
Yeah, cute.
To like just cut through cultural bounds, and you just go like, I have seen that dad. I have seen the face that dad has made 10 times over.
Yeah, the dad's one of the best parts about this show. Like, they changed him a fair bit from the comics, but I feel like it's for the better.
Yeah, I like honestly, he was one of my favorite characters in the comics as well. It's just like the whole family is so great in the comics, and like I feel like they, even if with the little changes, they translated them really well to live action.
Also, like how much of a dope her brother is.
Yeah, he just totally buys the accent thing.
But I also love how his fiance just immediately picked up all the lies and was just like, "Oh, they're having a thing. I need to get him out of here." Which I thought was cute.
So, let me ask Buster a prediction question before we move on.
Alright.
Do you think they'll follow the comics, and do you think it'll happen this season that the mom will be the first member of the family to find out about her powers, and she'll know before the other two for a while?
Yes, because I don't think there's a season 2 confirmed.
Alright. I'm a little unsure, but I could see it happening.
Here's the thing. I think the mom already knows about the powers and just doesn't know that Kamala has them now.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. And like honestly, like I just feel like that would just be like if they want to just have like this like all like a complete story, just having her know would just help cap off the arc.
She finds out in the last second, like Aunt May in Homecoming.
Oh no.
What
It's the
the
exact
fuck?
it's the exact same ending.
Yeah. It would be like shit instead of F because that's usually the big swear that in my experience the Arabic people like were like no no no.
Oh, good to know.
Interesting.
At least from my experience.
And no, we're understanding from your experience. We understand that you're not speaking for the entirety.
Yeah. Yeah, again, like I there could be some sussy stuff I don't know about that like they did super poorly, but like from my experience, this is so far well done.
Yeah.
I mean, it also probably helps that they have a ton of
like
Muslim
directors.
actors and like actual people making the thing. Like they rounded out everybody, all the people making it well enough.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, like I remember, like at least all the directors are Islamic roots in some way. So.
Nice. All right.
Hey, Vac.
Hey.
By the way, Buster, is there anything more you want to say about MsMarvel?
No, I'm probably just gonna head out now. I'll be in the chat, maybe. I don't know. I just need to.
Go do yourself, bud. Go do yourself.
Yeah. Watch my YouTube channel. Bye.
Hey.
Yeah.
We were fucking right about everything on Obi-Wan.
Yeah!
We were fucking right. We fucking called that shit.
Doesn't it feel great being the only smart Star Wars fans?
Oh, man. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Because we just immediately called this. It's like, oh, no, she was one of the younglings. She's out for Vader.
I mean, to be fair, RLM did figure that out in their video, but they uploaded it weeks after we made that prediction, so yeah.
Suck it, Red Letter Media.
Yeah. Suck it. Suck our entire 260 free subscribers. We're all probably also subscribed to you, in addition to thousands of other people.
Yeah. We know more about Star Wars.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Jay, I know those are clone troopers. I didn't call them stormtroopers on Twitter. Ha!
So, yeah. That was the whole plan. She was just trying to get to Vader, get in his good graces so he can go like, whoop-ah.
Yeah. And it didn't work, but she's still in the game, and shit's gonna happen. And oh boy, those flashbacks just confirming every theory you and I have ever had about Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Qui-Gon's relationship, and about the Jedi.
Yep. It's like just so many little things of saying like, it is basically confirming that like, yeah, Anakin was led astray, but he was led astray because of a bunch of fucking things.
Yeah, like clearly what is happening is Anakin has this need to prove himself, to be validated in this dream he had his entire childhood, and he just can't figure out how to do it. And Obi-Wan literally says to him, here's how you do it. But he doesn't have the wisdom that Qui-Gon would have to say, now here is why it's important to do it that way. He just says like, oh, here you go, and we'll do this again in a week. Bye. Because Obi-Wan didn't want to be Anakin's dad. He wanted
to be brother.
He needed a brother, but Anakin needed a dad. And because Qui-Gon was Obi-Wan's father figure, he didn't internalize that need for a dad. Like he already had a dad, so he didn't understand that Anakin was missing that, because he didn't fucking go into Mos Eisley and get Anakin with Qui-Gon and Padme. He just met him on the ship and was like, oh, another useless life form. And that was where the relationship began. So it's so easy to get, but so many people don't understand how that fall from grace really works.
And honestly, though, if we can be honest, that's how you lead a people astray into fascism.
Uh-huh.
which is literally you find the thing that people are wanting, essentially, and then you say, okay, cool, here's why you're not getting it, and you point at a person. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh, America's falling apart. Well, it's not your fault. It's not anybody. It's not society's fault. It's not big business's fault. No, it's the gay people. No, it's the trans people. They're the reason why everything is falling apart. You know, and you stoke the anger, you stoke the fear, you stoke the aggression. Who'd have thought that this was a fascist allegory all along?
Yeah. And that's not to say Lucas is entirely left wing. Like he was literally bitching about taxation in episode 1. I posted a meme about that in your server today.
But it is definitively like, yo, fuck fascism. But no, we just get this whole big thing, and it's really indicative of just like where Vader's mind is at, of why Vader is the ruthless asshole he is. Is he still trying to prove himself
that he can beat Obi-Wan?
And like a bunch of little things like that. Also, through the flashback, we come to understand and basically fix the line of in New Hope. Last time we thought I was but a student, now I am the master. Because through the flashback, we realize that, oh yeah, no, Obi-Wan's just been schooling him the entire time, and this is Vader going like, all right, cool, I remember all those times, I'm good now. But I don't know how well you would agree with me on this, but I do believe that Obi-Wan's speech founded the rebellion.
I could see it being the spark that leads those people to join the wider rebellion, but I think Rebels more so details how the rebellion that we come to know in episodes 4 and 5 and 6 gets formed.
But to me, that Obi-Wan speech was like the epitome of the rebel strategy of like, hold your ground as much as you can, force them into one area, fight as hard as you can, run away when you have to.
Fair enough. And like, these people may have gotten to the Alliance and helped them internalize that strategy.
Yeah. I'm not saying entirely. It's just more of like, that just feels like, I like the idea that Obi-Wan's not part of the rebellion, but he sparks it.
Yeah.
That he's part of the spark.
And it also suggests that like he is a smarter strategist than Anakin ever was. Because you go and watch the Clone Wars cartoon, Obi-Wan is constantly going along with Anakin's ideas, but just like sighing to himself the whole time. Because Anakin does the most ridiculous war crimes level shit in that show, and it gets crazy.
Yo, the fake Jedi's back, and I loved him. He was great.
Yeah. It's good seeing him again.
Yeah.
And Kingo. And
That's not the actor's name.
His back and forth with Leia was fun.
Yeah.
I feel like the big thing that's going to really be contentious, or at least I felt like coming out of it, but I've only seen one thing about it at all, which was just somebody pointing out, like, hey, there were 2 ships. Is that escape scene where Vader force grabs the one ship and then starts tearing it apart. Like, I could just hear 40-year-olds screaming in my ear, why doesn't he do that in the beginning of Empire when the Falcon is flying out of the Hoth base? Because he wanted to track the Falcon, because he knew Luke wasn't on it, but he thought it might lead him to Luke.
Yeah. Hey, guys. Anytime you want to point out something like that, just remember, these things cost money in the universe, you dipshit.
Yeah.
Oh, why don't they fucking hyperdrive into all the fucking Star Destroyers and beat them up like that? Because they cost money, you dipshit.
Mm-hmm.
They're worth more as vehicles than they are as fucking kamikaze. Fucking dumbasses. No critical thinking skills in Star Wars fandom whatsoever. It's frustrating to an extent.
You heard it here first from Modular Media. Half the world's population does not have critical thinking skills,
It's more.
which I always consider I always consider to be a real fact. But
Oh, buddy, the amount of people who do not understand fucking how to read a piece of story and go like figure out themes and meanings. Like before we got on the podcast, we were talking with Buster, going like, "Oh yeah, a bunch of right wing fucking boys fans just realized it's a satire making fun of them," and it's just like, you couldn't tell that from the beginning, you dumbasses.
that's hilarious to me. That like that part of the reason that show got so popular in comparison to the comic is that the people it was making fun of didn't realize it was making fun of them.
Yeah. Oh boy, but Obi-Wan, fun bit. I loved Vader pulling the thing though because it was just so badass.
And like she starts doing the helicopter lightsaber thing, and he immediately is able to counter it.
Oh,
like,
I love that fight scene because it is just Vader moving like water around everything, just going like, "All right, cool, boop, 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 boop. But all right, you're dead."
he's like, bitch, I trained you. I personally trained all the Inquisitors. You think you can kill me?
The one thing I kind of wanted though, I know they didn't do it because they wanted her to come back. I wanted him to cut off her head like Count Dooku in Episode 3.
Yeah.
Because she was kneeling and it was just like, I could just hear her saying, "Do it." And him going like, "All right." Boy, that was a flashback.
Yeah.
You know?
But no, it was more fun to have the Grand Inquisitor come back in and make fun of her.
And all y'all fuckers were worried. Dumbasses.
It's almost like his species has 2 stomachs or something, and he can survive with a little bit of surgery.
Really?
Apparently, that's the excuse. I didn't know that. I was just like, he'll be fine. Cyborg something.
Yeah. Whatever. You can make up anything you want about Star Wars characters.
Yeah.
I like how Leia was proactive and wanting to help. That was cute.
Yeah.
And
it'll be interesting seeing how much they actually use Tiny Luke in the next episode.
I kind of hope they don't really use him a lot. I hope he's just in the background.
Have her get close to the farm, but but Owen and his family not actually know what happened. Like Obi-Wan stops her just before she's close enough that they'll hear.
Yeah. I would like the idea of like she's in the distance and Owen just gets her with a fucking pulse rifle, and Luke goes like, "What was that, Uncle Owen?" "Oh, just a womp rat."
Yeah, he's like looking through a scope. And then there's like that moment where like Obi-Wan through the Force can tell it was Owen, and he's like that kind of shit. Just because that I want that because I know it's cheesy and I would enjoy it from a character moment, and also it would make the RLM guys blow a gasket.
So I'm go like, yeah.
Like,
and
yeah,
then he just go back to Owen and he just goes like, eh.
By the way, to be fair, because I know you haven't seen it, Boingo, their video was like, it's not great, but it's okay, so it's worth checking out.
But they're also old-ass fucking Star Wars fans who hate the prequels and can never be happy again.
Like, the consensus opinion I got from it is, like, it's cool that they brought Ewan McGregor back because he was the best thing about the prequels, but it's weird seeing him on sets.
What is wrong with it being on sets? Star Wars is good on sets.
They were making, like, that was supposed to be, like, a joke of... because he was constantly on CGI in the prequels. It's weird seeing his Obi-Wan on real sets.
But here's the thing. You can tell that there are still some CG sets. Like, that whole lightsaber scene, that was in the space.
The volume.
The volume.
Yeah. And what was the other thing they said that, like, really struck me? I don't know. We don't need to talk about other people's opinions on our show. I'm sorry.
We're just gonna bring up Sal later anyway.
Yeah, that's right. We gotta spread the salt around a little bit.
Yeah, no, this episode of Obi-Wan was really good. A really good penultimate climax. Ready for the full climax next episode. Climax.
And tie it up in a nice little bow. I don't want a second season of this. As much as I've enjoyed it, I don't think it needs a second season.
Honestly, I think at this point in time, we don't need to return to the Age of Rebellion anymore.
Yeah, we've outlined it pretty well. Like, let's keep outlining the space between 6 and 7, and then maybe start building after 6, or after 7, or after 9. God damn. And a little bit before 1, like we're about to with Tales of the Jedi. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited for that animated show.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to get excited about. I think we're with this Rebels and a few other little bit of stuff. Bad Batch 2. I think the Age of Rebellion's kind of like we got a good, at least in television and cinema. Like to continue making books and comics. That's fine.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I don't think Ezra's gonna be. If Ezra returns, it's not gonna be in the Age of Rebellion. It'll be
no. Ezra will come back at the end of Ahsoka season 1, and that's set after Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, which is definitively Age of the New Republic.
Mm-hmm.
Are these official names? I don't think they are.
Age of Rebellion is an official name. I don't remember what the other 2 ages are.
Because it's basically the prequel trilogy, then you have the Age of Rebellion, then the original trilogy, the area in between that and the new trilogy, sequels.
All right, so we have Before the Republic, Old Republic, Rise of the Era / Rise of the Empire / Clone Wars, Rebellion, New Republic, New Jedi Order, Legacy.
All right.
Wait a minute. I'm not sure if these are like the Disney ones or if these are.
That sounds like the Legacy.
Universe.
That sounds like
this. Legends.
Yeah.
This sounds like Legends. Yeah.
Either way.
This is Legends continuity. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm going to keep looking.
Keep looking. Because yep, nope, we got to talk about that after the. But I definitely think stay more post.
Okay. Here's the Disney eras. Prequel trilogy and Clone Wars is Fall of the Jedi. Bad Batch, Solo, and other stuff before Rebels is Reign of the Empire. Age of Rebellion is Rebels, Rogue One, original trilogy. The New Republic is The Mandalorian. Rise of the First Order is Resistance and sequel trilogy.
Okay. I would also imagine Book of Boba Fett is also part of Mandalorian and New Republic era.
Yeah. I think this came out like a year or 2 ago.
Yeah. But I definitely think we can. Let's play more in the New Republic. Because we know how things end up, but it'd be fun to see like little bits and bobs. Also, you can just tell a bunch of. There's a lot more time between the end of Return of the Jedi and the beginning of A Force Awakens than there is between Return of the Sith, Revenge of the Sith, and New Hope.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the sequel trilogy isn't really like a universe-encompassing thing. It's a series of skirmishes between 2 paramilitary groups.
You can do a bunch of stories in there.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, the First Order wasn't an empire. It was a little militia over there.
Yeah. Yes, it took out the reigning galactic government, but it didn't, like, rule over a bunch of shit.
Yeah, no. And even then, it took out the current heads of state. Nothing says they didn't immediately start a brand new Senate with some other people.
Fair enough. I hadn't thought of that, actually.
Yeah. You gotta think about the bigger picture. Speaking of the bigger picture, overall, you think Obi-Wan's going to be slam dunk?
I I hope so, and it definitely feels like it at the moment. I think episode 5 has been the strongest one so far. But whether or not it's all in all a great package remains to be seen.
Yep. Well, as with a lot of comic news, sometimes you have to do the sad stuff, especially when an important comics creator passes on. And this week, Tim Sale has passed on.
Yeah, one of the most beloved artists of the early to mid 2000s, I'd say.
One of the more significant artists as well, just for how distinct their art is.
Yeah, because like his stuff, like I talk all the time about how like I enjoy sketchy but near animation looking art styles. All that kind of comes from Tim Sale. Like that doesn't really start in comics until like Tim Sale and Darwin Cook start getting bigger projects.
Mm-hmm. But it's also like it is very. You can see the ink on the paper. You see the texture of the work.
Such thick black lines.
Thick black lines, but also like thin, delicate black lines for outlines and whatnot. It's great.
It looks like it's sketched with a ballpoint pen.
Yeah. So we're going to talk a little bit about Long Halloween, of just how important it is for the genuine Batman mythos overall.
Because unfortunately, I don't think either of us have a lot to say about the man himself. I've never watched an interview with him or met him.
No, I don't. He doesn't seem like the kind of, like a lot of comic book creators, they don't seem like the kind of person to go in front of the camera often, you know?
Yeah, but it's also an interesting thing about comics is like it's such a loose-lipped business and looked down upon business that when a comic creator does get interviewed, they'll kind of just say however they feel about anything.
Yeah.
So maybe I should look up some Tim Sale interviews, see what I can find out.
But fucking like, hey, have you seen a Batman movie in the last 20 years?
I've seen a few.
You've seen The Long Halloween.
Yeah.
That's basically every Batman story that has happened in the past 20 years on the big screen. It is The Long Halloween.
So much so that it's like in a packet that Warner Brothers now gives to Batman actors and writers and directors when they sign on for projects.
Yeah.
Like that Dark Knight Returns, Year One, and I think like one or two other things.
I would say what should also be in there, you should have like a fun Batman story, like Batman Universe.
I don't think they do that though.
No, you should though. You should.
Yeah.
The Man Who Laughs, the first appearance of the Joker, the original first appearance of the Joker in the Post-Crisis, like the origin of the Joker.
What's it called? God damn it! Most beloved Joker story of all time. Killing Joke. That is definitely in the packet. I know that's in the packet.
Oh, Killing Joke. No, it should always be in the packet. Batman Ego.
Ooh, yeah, good shout. Good shout.
Batman Ego. Good book. But back to Tim Sale. Fuck, he defined what every Batman villain looked like for years in Long Halloween.
Mm-hmm. Like, I don't particularly love his take on everybody, but like his Scarecrow is mwah.
His Scarecrow, he made Calendar Man a cool villain.
Yeah.
Like him and Jeff Lowe made Calendar Man cool.
He's the reason Calendar Man is like a character that comes back in things, because otherwise we would have left his ass in the Silver Age.
Yeah. Batman Long Halloween, very important. Not as important, but still just as good and like impactful for Marvel people. Spider-Man Blue.
Yeah, I actually do have a big personal connection to Spider-Man Blue. Like it was one of the first full comics I read as a kid because it was at my local library. So I used to check it out and like it was less so, but it was still a part of like my childhood understanding of Spider-Man. That's the Raimi movies and the 90s cartoon.
And this is definitively like the two big elements of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Which is
like,
the bad guys fucking up his life and girl problems.
Yeah, like the thing all the fucking boomers and greatest generationers say is supposed to be Spider-Man. Like, you go back and read those books. Yeah, that stuff's there, but it's not as prominent as a thing. Like, this really emphasizes and makes you understand like why that was a big thing in everybody's mind, and kind of puts it into a greater context, because it is a retelling in the truest sense of like all these events happened, just not this way exactly, because you're getting Peter's perspective on it.
Yeah. But it's basically it's just, it's not even a full adventure. It's a bunch of little adventures set against Peter essentially trying to decide between Gwen and MJ.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of the wrong way.
Snapshot out of his life.
That's kind of the wrong way to put it. It's very much both Gwen and Mary Jane are interested in Peter, and he's wrestling with his feelings on who he's attracted to more.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Which leads to legendary Spider-Man scenes like the Huck Finn scene.
Oh, God. And fucking getting... There's also, like, little elements I really enjoy. Because whenever he has to go do Spider-Man things, Gwen and MJ are 100% totally understanding.
Uh-huh.
And there's one moment where Spider-Man goes, "Did you ever believe my lies?"
Yeah, it's right at the end.
I like that because it's just like, it's him realizing, wait a second, did Gwen know I was Spider-Man? And that's why you were so okay with me ditching dates?
Yeah, it's not... Because, like, she never finds out in the original comics. It's not a thing. But, like, it's one of those fan theory things that, like, it doesn't actively destroy things, so it's okay to be in there.
And there's also a little element, it's like, when he's leaving, like, it's the last one, Kraven the Hunter's outside, and he says, photos, Bugle, Spider-Man. And the next panel is Peter Parker going like, "Did you ever really believe my lies?" And you see Gwen's face, and it's worried for Peter. And you see MJ's face, and she's excited for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And it really just kind of shows like their dynamic at that point in time.
Mm-hmm. I also really love the initial scene where he takes MJ to the soda shop, because I love that this does actually, like, it's firmly set in the 60s.
Yeah.
But he takes MJ to the soda shop, and just the entire scene, Flash can't compute that MJ came with Peter Parker.
And he can't compute why MJ and Gwen are into Peter.
Yeah. He just keeps going, she's with him? What? And Harry's just like, he's an okay guy.
He's a good dude, my dude.
Yeah.
But honestly, this book does kind of show why Peter does fucking get them, because he's a kind, like, I wouldn't say innocent and naive, but he's childlike. He has a little bit of like a wonder about him, and it's just like, oh, that's cute, that's adorable.
And when he's there, he is nice. He's a real human person to them, as opposed to Flash and Harry, who are very possessive and very
eye candy.
Not derogatory, but they definitely talk down to Gwen and MJ in this book.
Yeah, and Peter listens to them.
Mm.
You know, it's little things like that. But it's like, it really just showcases all of that. But ultimately, this is a farewell letter to, like, Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
As a character. 30 years after she died, but, like, it is...
Mm-hmm. And about 15 years before she would come back and become a Spider-Person.
Yeah. But basically, the whole story is framed with Peter basically going, like, recording a message to Gwen, going, like, hey, you're never going to hear this, but I need to get it off my chest.
Mm-hmm. It's like, it was he was either going to do this or he was going to go to a therapist, and he couldn't go to a therapist because that would involve telling someone else he's Spider-Man.
Yeah, but he's just going through this, so basically going like, I loved you. You were my first love. I still think about you because you were that important on my life and you changed me so much. But ultimately, life said no and you're gone. And I'm using what you informed me of to become a better man for who I eventually become and find new love and find new people. And that's
And I love that in that moment, MJ comes in and she's like, "Hey, Gwen was my friend." She's not mad at him. She's not like, "Oh, you're still in love with this person even though we've been married for years." She's like, "Gwen was my friend too. Tell her I said hi." Like just that little thing to make it clear to the audience, like they're not catty to each other in this. It's a friendly competition.
It is not like I'm going to make you look bad so Peter goes with me. It's very much I'm going to show why Peter would want to be with me more.
Mm-hmm.
Which I find is a little bit more cute. And you can also tell they're friends.
Yeah. It's like Obi Wan and Anakin in this week's episode of Kenobi. You know, we gotta show how that relationship properly worked if we're gonna revisit it.
But yeah, no, like I know some people go like, "Oh, Peter's just lamenting that he still loves Gwen and he'll never love again." It's like, no, he's just going like, "No, you've changed me." That happens to people. You fall in love with one person and then something happens and it just changes you. You'll move on, you'll love someone else, but like that's always gonna be there.
Hmm?
And it's a really good job of showing it. Thank you, Tim Sale, for drawing it. And it's because it looks evocative of the 60s without looking like 60s comic book art.
Mm-hmm. And like also, hats off to Jeff Loeb because like, yeah, he may have done a shit job running Marvel Television, but he wrote two of the greatest graphic novels of all time.
Jeff Loeb does some good things. Jeff Loeb also does some bad stuff.
Yeah, I mean his
he did Ultimatum.
He did Supergirl's post-crisis origin.
Oh,
yeah.
Wasn't that liked at its time though?
It was liked at its time, but every time you go back and revisit it, it gets a little more cringy.
Yeah, but hey, thank you, Tim Sale. Sad to see you go so young. What, 65 he was?
I think so, yeah.
Fuck, man. Nobody should go that young. Yeah. And it sounds like it's an old age for a lot of our listeners, and even to us. But like, no, it's not. That's not old.
No. Late 70s and beyond is old.
But let's go into the news. There's newsy news. Hey, guess what?
What's
Disney
up?
Plus updates the MCU timeline. Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah, we now have official confirmation of where Spider-Man Homecoming sits in the timeline, which has been... The MCU Spider-Man movies have been weirdly debated for the longest time because Sony won't just let them be on Disney Plus and be in the proper timeline.
Mm-hmm.
And even before then, we didn't have Disney Plus to give us the proper timeline. It was all speculated on by fans. But now, thanks to rights being different in different countries, Homecoming is on Disney Plus in the UK, and we now know it sits between Black Panther and Doctor Strange.
Fair enough. Good on it.
Yeah. It's barely news, but it's news nonetheless.
It's important to know. But hey,
all right, let's talk about some cringe.
Guess what? Webtoons posted fucking cringe.
Yeah.
If you aren't aware, Webtoon is a webcomic platform.
It's the Batman Wayne Family Adventures machine.
Hey, you also find nothing ordinary there.
That's true.
And Ring City Adventure, I think it is. I think that's Kelvin's story.
Yes.
And Pink Heart. Go check out my friend's webcomics.
Yes. Go read Pink Heart. Pink Heart's great.
Go read my friend's webcomics. But basically, they put out an ad recently saying like, "Oh yeah, webcomics, classic side hustle," and people went like, "No, No.
Some of us make a living off of this. Some of us have no other way of making money off of things but this.
And Webtoon goes like, "Oh yeah, shit, sorry, but it's a standard corporate apology, whatever."
Yeah. But what's hilarious is the person who pointed it out was the person whose art they used for this poster. She literally took a photo and put it on Twitter and said, "Side hustle my ass."
Yeah. Which is just funny. But again, corporations sticking feet up their ass. What's new?
Yeah. It's just hilarious given that it's their whole thing. Like, why would their marketing department think that was okay?
Hey, Vac, you ready to read a book? You ready to read a comic? Because there's a comic you're going to want to read.
I read many comics. Which comic are you referring to?
I don't know, maybe the new Midnight Suns they're doing?
Oh, well, I do like that cover. That's a nice cover.
They're doing a new Midnight Suns. It looks like we got Blade, Magic, Wolverine, Nico from the Runaways. I don't remember which Ghost Rider that is. That is a Ghost Rider, a current one, but I don't know her name.
I think they say it in the article. Let me check real quick.
And then the zombie girl from Strange Academy.
Cthulhu, the Ghost Rider known as the Spirit Rider.
Yeah. She is Native American, so. This is also probably just because they're making a video game soon.
Yeah, I will read the first issue and I'll decide if I'm going to read more after that.
Yeah. It might be fun. It might be just a fun goof time. Speaking of fun goof times, hey, Planet of the Apes is now a Marvel property.
Apparently.
They got the comic rights.
Yeah. And that's partially thanks to the whole Universal Fox Disney buyout.
But yeah, no, they're doing Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, and they haven't announced a creative team or any specific books. They just said like, "Hey, we will have Planet of the Apes next year," and they put out this poster.
I mean, it's a good poster.
Yeah. Boingo, what is your background with Planet of the Apes? Do you have any interest in this?
I watched the original movie and I watched the Tim Burton movie. I like the first one and I like the Tim Burton. And I'm being hailed. So give me a moment. I am, but I'm gonna have to feed a cat. No, I have to actually feed a cat. Her name is Phoebe. What? Hold on, you son of a bitch! You son of a biscuit-eating motherfucker! Give me one moment.
Are you gonna feed a cat on the stream? I love that nobody is watching for this. Hopefully somebody enjoys this on the replay. Oh, man. Gonna wait. Just gonna see what happens. I gotta know. should have gotten another soda. We're not even halfway through the show. I've gone. Well, we're about halfway through. I've gone through my whole soda. That's my point. But I do have a water bottle. It's just, water's not as tasty as soda.
The cat is currently occupying someone else.
Ah.
So I cannot grab the cat.
Damn. That's unfortunate.
Unfortunate for you.
You were not able to get in there and grab that pussy, huh?
So we got a fucking Black Adam sidekick now?
Yeah. Because he's getting a movie, and that movie will probably get a sequel if it does well. So we've got to IP farm some shit to do in the sequel. Black Adam is getting a sidekick called Bolt. We know very little else except that he's going to debut during that new Black Adam miniseries that's happening in a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Maybe he'll be a cool character. Maybe he won't. I don't know. I wasn't planning on reading that. I'll let Twitter decide.
You know what this just feels like? This whole Shazam Black Adam thing just... You know what it feels like? It feels like you have Goku and Vegeta, and all they want to focus on is Vegeta.
Yeah. Though that being said, there is a Goku sequel in the making right now. And I think they're gearing up to have Vegeta in Goku's third movie.
Ooh. I love how you just continued my metaphor.
Yeah, well, I picked up what you put down, sir.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? One of the best Robins is getting a series.
Yeah, there's going to be a new Tim Drake miniseries about whatever the fuck is going on with him right now. I don't know. He's bi. He's got a boyfriend. Him and Stephanie are apparently still on speaking terms. I don't know. I haven't read shit with Tim Drake in a long-ass time. Not since Bendis' Young Justice was in its first couple issues.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope the Tim Drake fandom enjoys this. I will wait and see if they do and decide to read it then.
Yeah. But, yeah, Tim Drake.
Who the fuck is writing this, by the way?
Let's see. Will be written by Megan Fitzmartin.
Never heard of this person.
I think she might have written the Pride special for him.
I heard that was just a collection of
okay, then never mind.
All the backups about him being turned into a bi character.
All right, but Tim Drake fucking getting serious. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what else is happening?
This I am excited for. This sounds pretty fucking cool.
Superman's coming back home, and he's gonna team up with his boy.
Yeah, there's gonna be a crossover arc with Action Comics and Superman Son of Kal-El, which is apparently going to happen after the next 2 issues of Action Comics wrap up the Warworld saga. And there will also be a Warworld Saga special one-shot that will be the final issue of that story. But then they're going to come back to Earth, and Natasha and John Henry Irons are going to get more involved in the main story. And also, Metallo's going to be the main villain of this crossover arc.
Hell
which I'm
yeah.
fucking pumped for, because I love Metallo, and I feel like he doesn't get the respect he deserves.
Metallo's good. Metallo's good character. Also, I just love this fucking He-Man ass fucking Superman. So good.
Yeah.
It's good shit.
Yeah, the Warworld saga, like, it's had a hiccup, but for the most part, it's been great. Stop sleeping on it, people. So let's hope it ends great, and let's hope this next arc is great.
Hey, guess what? Guess what? My favorite comic book writer's doing
What are they doing?
a brand new series with a brand new character over at Image. Donny Cates, Ryan Stegman, Vanish. Look at that edgy boy. Look at that boy straight out of the 90s.
Yeah, and like I read the quote they have from Cates on this article, and it just sounds like Donny Cates buzzwords.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if you like Donny Cates, you'll probably like this. I'm gonna steer clear the hell away.
What, you don't like Donny Cates and all of his Donny Catesness?
I like Donny Cates. I don't know if I like all of his Donny Catesness.
Hey, Daniel Warren Johnson's doing cover B.
That's nice. Good for Daniel Warren Johnson. He seems like a nice guy.
Greg Capullo's doing cover E.
That's nice. Good for Greg Capullo. He seems like a guy.
Greg Capullo was like one of the best Batman writers, wasn't he?
He was Scott Snyder's Batman artist.
But he was good at the art.
I like his art. I feel like it's massively overrated, though.
Mm. I like Donny Cates.
I know you do. I put this on here especially for you.
Look at how edgy he is. I want a figure of him.
That would be interesting to see how you'd realize that in plastic form. That overcoat thing probably would be like a big chunk of rubber, and it would hinder articulation, if we're being honest.
But like legit, Donny Cates is just over here trying to revive early era Image all by himself.
Donny Cates is if Remember the 90s was a person.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? We're also getting some Gamerverse things, but it could very easily just fit into your regular Marvel Legends collection.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited about this set. We're getting Mr. Negative and Inner Demon as a 2-pack GameStop exclusive. And it is specifically meant to be the PS4 Spider-Man versions. But Mr. Negative looks almost exactly the same in that game as he does in the comics. So I pre-ordered this. I actually canceled stuffing to pre-order this because my main collecting thing with Marvel Legends is Spider-Man and Spider-Man Rogues. And they haven't done a Mr. Negative yet, so this will be my Mr. Negative until we get a comic-specific one, which I don't think is happening anytime soon. But I do want to say, I think it's kind of scuzzy that they put Mr. Negative on the old suit body and the Inner Demon on the new suit body. Like, I understand you don't want them to look exactly the same, but that old suit body is just such a drag sometimes.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I can understand it because the Inner Demon's Dambook, he needs to be a little bit more flexible.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, like, all the accessories in this make it worth the price of admission, because this is a $45 2-pack. And you're getting a ton of accessories that you don't just have to use with these guys. If you got G.I. Joe Classified series, those guns and effects parts will go great with them. If you got other Marvel Legends, you can work them in there. Like, just spread the love around. Spread it around.
Yeah, looks good. Looks good, looks solid.
Yeah.
Good, looks majolid. Hey.
Hey.
Guess what? We're getting non-MCU Marvel Hot Toys.
Yeah, apparently they have a comic-inspired collection, because I don't want to call these comic-specific, because they do deviate a bit, but we're getting a comic-style stealth armor and War Machine from Hot Toys, and these look really damn good. The only complaint I can possibly levy against them is the War Machine doesn't have any blast effects, and I'm like, you're doing a War Machine but no blast effects to go with them? What are you doing?
Yeah. Stealth looks really good, though.
Mm-hmm. And then the War Machine maybe could be a little bulkier in the chest area, too. But overall, it's a good comic look.
You know, this also just kind of vibes with Marvel vs. Capcom War Machine.
Yeah.
Marvel, like specifically the 2 model, the 2 skin, the 2
Mm-hmm.
sprite. That's the word I'm looking for.
Also, the head looks a little skinny now that I'm looking at it again.
It's just a very early War Machine. I can tell the vibe. Yeah, no, they look good. They look good. They look solid.
They are good-looking figures. If I was into 12-inch, I'd probably go out for these, honestly.
And if you had the money.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is I could be a 12-inch collector if I had the money. I look at enough 12-inch figures and go, oh, that looks cool, but the money.
The money. Hey, guess what? We got another Judge Dredd figure. It's this dude.
Yeah. Who the fuck is this guy? Is exactly like, it's not even a fun who the fuck is this guy with all the other reveals where it's been like, I don't know this character, but it's a cool looking design. This design looks kind of doofy, and I feel like that's supposed to be the point because there's a little character description on this article, which is like, apparently this guy is like head judge for a little while, and he goes crazy and then makes his goldfish head judge.
Yeah. He seems very much like a British fucking character.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's Judge Caligula is his name.
Yeah. Remember, people, Judge Dredd is a British comic full of British comic-isms.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same kind of vibes as American comics, people.
Not always.
Hey, we got a new line of McFarlane figures.
More so
just
McFarlane dumped a whole bunch of solicitations for a whole bunch of things all at once this week.
Oh, hey, we got Batman TV series.
Yeah, Julie Newmar Catwoman. And, I don't know, something about that suit doesn't look entirely accurate to me.
No, not exactly. It looks fine. It looks like a good figure, but it just doesn't look like the classic stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't look like what I picture in my head when I picture Julie Newmar Catwoman.
Got a bit of a Pixar mom going on.
Yeah. Well, clearly, Todd is a man of culture, just like us.
We got Lex Superman.
Yeah, I believe this is a gold label version. That's basically the same as the regular version, but now it has the cape and a flight stand.
He looks good.
Yeah.
It's just a shame that it was a status quo for like such a short amount of time.
Yeah, because it was a great idea, but also like I'd really like a Lex just in a regular suit. Could somebody please just make me a Lex in a regular suit?
But then he's not big and actiony though. This is 0 Year Batman?
No, Dark Detective. Which is a fairly recent story. I don't remember who did that, but it's a recent like future state time story. Yeah, I don't particularly care for this look, but it's gold label and which means it's Target exclusive. So nah.
Whatever. Owlman.
Yeah, the penultimate figure in the Crime Syndicate Starro Build-A-Figure wave. And I really like how he turned out. Owlman is actually a figure that I would like to get a hold of. Because there's only one other solid figure of him, and it's from a Mattel 5-pack.
You know what I would do, though? I would do a little bit of a black wash on his chest piece to fill in those lines, because it just looks so blank.
And I don't like the chest symbol. Like, I don't know if that's like a recent Crime Syndicate thing, because I think all these figures are based on a version of the Crime Syndicate I'm not familiar with. But I don't like Owlman having a chest symbol.
I'm fine. I just want the detail to pop, actually.
Now we have Page Puncher's Black Adam Wave Batman, who just looks like fucking, hey, have you read Batman Black and White? Have you ever wanted to make a custom of it? Here's a bad-looking custom of it.
It's not good.
Yeah, it just looks
looks like Batman got covered in white paint.
Yeah, it's not great.
Just weird. And jizz on his cape.
Yeah,
That's just jism on his cape.
a little bit.
And then we got this fucking Spawn-looking motherfucker.
That is manga Spawn.
It's
And we've got
dumb. I love him.
Yeah, manga Spawn is actually apparently really good. Like, I've not read it myself, but I remember Captain Logan saying, like, it surprised him with how enjoyable it was during Spawn here.
It looks just like it comes from a series that is literally just bash action figures together.
It looks like if Spawn was the Shredder.
God. Yo, real quick, speaking of the Shredder, I played some of Shredder's Revenge. It is fun. It is a fun game.
Oh, cool.
It is fun. If you have nostalgia for the 80s cartoon, you will love it.
Yeah. Also, there's a McFarlane Toys store exclusive version, or I'm sorry, Target exclusive version, that comes with a nameplate with Todd's signature on it.
I bet that's worth money.
Yeah.
Todd McFarlane.
What a guy.
What a man.
Articulation.
Articulation. Yeah, those are just a pre-order saying like, hey, you can buy them.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they look cool. They look neat enough. I wouldn't say no to any of them if I got them.
Fair enough. Yeah.
You know, if someone were to hand you them and go like, here, it's a gift, you wouldn't say no to any of them.
Yeah. I mean, most of them I'd probably keep in the box and hang on the wall, but...
Yeah. One figure you don't want to keep in the box because you won't be able to see the figure. We got another VHS 80s X-Men, 90s X-Men figure. We got Mystique.
Yeah, and she actually comes with a brand new exclusive accessory. This is mostly reuse of the Walgreens exclusive Mystique, which I think was either 2016 or 2015. But it's just going to be the figure and a couple generic guns, alternate hands, and baby Nightcrawler.
So she can yeet the baby.
Yeah, because baby Nightcrawler was in the show, I guess. I don't know. I haven't seen the show. But that's a new accessory, and it's like really cool, because I don't have a Mystique yet. And so, like, this is another one of those releases where it's like, I'm tempted just to get this one rather than hunting down the original one, but then there's that cell shading. It's not going to look great next to the rest of my figures.
But yeah, no, Mystique does throw baby Kurt over a waterfall in the cartoon, so.
Okay. Is that a flashback? Do we ever see adult Kurt in the 90s? Okay.
Yeah, it's a flashback.
Okay.
You see adult Kurt and Rogue go like, brother, sister, in the whole thing.
Oh, nice.
It's a whole storyline throughout it.
They need to do more of that comics, honestly, because like we've got Mystique being overprotective mom to Rogue, but where's Kurt? Where's Kurt, Mystique, Gambit, and Destiny all having
a family
dinner?
Give me a family dinner.
That if Legion of X does that, I'll start reading it again.
Here's the big thing. I love the idea that Kurt being a goody two shoes. It's like a huge. No, he's the family disappointment.
Oh, yeah.
He's the family. He's the black sheep of the family because Mystique is mercenary, badass, tough, rogue, Southern Belle, tough. Her husband is a fucking thief. And then you have, hello, I was once a priest. I am Kurt Wagner. I am trying to help Krakoa the best I can by protecting its citizens. Shut up, you fucking nerd!
You dweeb! You narc!
I am not. You can do any drug you want here. You can do crystal meth.
Krakoa makes the best crystal, confirmed.
We should get off this and start talking about comics.
Yeah, let's get into this week's comics.
Hey, guess what? Was probably going to be one of my favorite issues and one of your favorite issues of the week. Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. Very solid setup.
Very fun. It's adorable to see Steve in a daily life.
Yeah, I love this status quo, honestly. This is a status quo that I'm like, why hasn't this happened yet? And then I'm like, oh, because the movies needed to perpetuate the idea of Captain America as an artist first.
Yeah, but he's always been an artist in the comics.
Yeah. It's just not been a thing modern comics have picked up on very much until now. And we've got Steve going to fucking art school, and it's great.
Steve going to art school, it's adorable. He's learning digital art, which is also adorable.
Mm-hmm.
But also he lives the life of a celebrity in New York. He walks around, he chats, he takes photos, but he does the thing. He carries the shield so people can take photos with it. It's like, yeah, it's a symbol. It makes people feel good.
Yeah. And then he's got his little old folks radio club that turns into a freaking murder mystery.
And it's adorable because like the minute it is, it's just like, you're on it, Cap, we're on it.
Yeah, it's like this is what these people have been waiting for the entire time.
Also, they did a little bit with some semi-new, semi-old characters. Basically, retcon characters for Union Jack back in the past and Destroyer. And then it's probably been around a little bit, but also going like, oh yeah, they're gay, and just Steve going like, oh yeah, no, his partner took on the mantle, and this young whippersnapper is fucking being a shithead. I fuck him.
Yeah.
And hey, let me give you a pitch. Let me give you a brand new pitch. Never been heard before.
Okay.
Captain America.
Uh-huh.
Gets wrapped up in a conspiracy.
Uh-huh.
That America started, and it makes him question his belief in America.
Oh my God, that's amazing. I never would have thought of that. We gotta get the current guy off the book so you can start writing this right now.
Guess what? They're doing this right now. it's good, but it's like you've seen this Captain America plot before.
Yeah. Well, there are only 3 Captain America plots, everybody.
Punch a Nazi, What the Fuck America,
Reconnect
Avengers
with
Assemble.
America.
Reconnect with America, and then if the A word in the title of the book is in America, it's Avengers. It's Avengers Assemble.
Yeah.
Those are the words. That's the Forrester Captain America stories.
Yeah.
We're not shitting on Captain America. We love Captain America. We love this book.
Yeah. I will keep reading this.
Yeah.
I'm not hype about it, but I'm into it enough to keep reading it.
It's good. There's cute elements, and I dig it.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
We both read Wolverine.
It's felt like a filler issue to me.
It is a filler issue. It's getting from point A to point B. But goddamn, the interaction between Wolverine and Deadpool were hilarious.
I found it more funny in the last 2 issues. Like, that's primarily why it felt like a filler issue. Like, I got halfway through this and I was like, I'm not laughing as much. What's going on here?
I just like the moment when Wolverine goes like, I need to get to that button. Wade!
Yeah, that's like the one good joke.
And he just goes, chop, 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 chop.
Uh-huh.
Throw. I just like it. I just found it funny. But yeah, no, it's basically, shit happens. They need to find where the shit's happening. They go there. That's it.
Yeah.
It'll wrap up next issue, and then we'll find out what they're doing with Deadpool.
They're gonna, you know what? Now that Hickman's gone, they're gonna find some kind of loophole to get him on Krakoa.
Yeah, sure.
And then you know what they should do? You know what they should do? Have a team up book of him and Gwen going on silly adventures together.
That'd be adorable. Hey, Iron Man issue 20. I read it.
How was it?
It was good. How to explain it?
I may already know what happens in this because it was a news story.
Really? Okay, basically,
Yeah.
Tony gets out of rehab, and he's picked up by Patsy, and he goes like, all right, Patsy, I have been clean and sober for a bit. My head's clear, and I would like to keep a hold of. Like going through all this stuff makes me realize what's important. You are important. Please marry me. And Patsy goes, can you give me some time?
Yeah. This is not how I thought this day was gonna go.
Yeah. And Tony's like, yeah. Take fucking time. All the while, Tony just starts trying to basically start his life up again. He's not the head of Stark right now. He might be in the future, but he's just kind of being the public talking head. And he goes, unveils his computer, and he goes like, hey, look at this big fancy computer. It's doing so much big fancy stuff. And the news goes like, hey, rehab questions? And he answers them as cordially as he can. All that kind of stuff. And then a talking gorilla shows up and goes like, hey, Tony?
Oh, sick. Gorilla Grodd's in this book?
Essentially.
Oh, sick. The Ultra Humanites in this book?
Essentially.
Oh, sick. Ms.Marvel is in this book?
Essentially. He's a smart gorilla.
Oh, sick. Detective Chimp's in this book?
So, the smart gorilla man comes up to Tony and goes like, hey, so can I get a consulting job? Because I'm kind of wanting to transfer out of the public sector into the private sector. And Tony goes like, I'm not really in charge right now, but I can, like, send you in the right direction. And he goes like, I understand. Tony Stark doesn't want an animal working for him. All right.
What the fuck?
All right. And Tony's going like, no, that's not what I meant. It's just like, I don't have any power right now. He's like, no, I'll play your circus. I'll play chess against the computer, because that's all I'm good for as a circus animal, ain't I? So he starts to do chess.
This some Hanna-Barbera shit?
I'm kind of putting this inflection onto the character.
Okay.
So he starts playing chess against the computer, and then the computer goes like, oh yeah, no, you just cheated. You're not supposed to do that kind of thing. You're like, he used both hands to move a piece, and it's like, no, that's against the rules. And the computer goes like, hey, that's against the rules. I win by disqualification. And the monkey goes like, and the chimp guy, the gorilla guy goes like, fuck you! Fuck all of this! He fucking flips the board and starts going ham.
Oh my god.
And he goes like, you know what?
This is a fucking Stan Lee plot.
Oh, it is. He goes like, no, because it gets better. Because he goes, you know what? Fuck you. I hacked into your systems, Tony. You can't use any of your Iron Man shit. So he's in the Iron Man armor, and he goes like, oh, fuck. I need to chase the gorilla. Hey, AI, what do I have? You've got to be fucking kidding me. That's all I have? And he pops out the roller skates. And so he starts roller skating to the guy, and he goes like, wow, this is a lot more fun than I remember. I need to do this more often. And so he beats up the gorilla.
That's a great shout, because everybody always forgets about that.
So he beats up the gorilla. It's a big, fun, goofy adventure. And then he meets up with Patsy, and she goes like, hey, I know you're going through some shit right now. This isn't a no. This is a not right now, buddy.
Yeah.
And they're both sad about it. All the while, through the entire book, this one dude's been trying to call Tony, and he's been dodging the calls. And eventually, he finally picks up the last one, and it's 3 panels. It's the, oh, thank God, Tony, you finally picked up. We have a problem? And the last panel of the book is the 10 rings from the original Mandarin.
Oh.
Not the new 10 rings. The 10 rings.
Okay.
The classic ones.
Like, hey, these are still canon.
Yes.
Just because we're bringing in movie Shang-Chi stuff doesn't mean we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah. But also, we're separating the Shang-Chi stuff from we're separating these these rings from the Orientalism of China and making it their own thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Which, by the way, I did not know about. The Patsy shit was a news article. Like, literally, CBR said something like, Iron Man proposes to yet another Marvel hero. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's Patsy. It's Hellcat.
It's Patsy.
Yeah, no, fun. It's a fun Iron Man issue, but it's a fucking Iron Man issue Which means you see Tony fall flat on his face several times because he's a dipshit.
Yeah.
But hey, he fights a gorilla. It's fun.
How about that?
It's
Sounds
fun.
like a good issue.
Yeah. Hey, I also read Iron Fist.
Oh, damn, look at those characters.
Yeah, they're certainly characters. The new Iron
What?
Fist is fighting them, and he's having a hard time because he can't control his chi. Meanwhile, his brother is evil and chasing him. Meanwhile, Danny Rand and Luke Cage are in fucking China looking for this dude.
All right.
Because they're trying to help him. So yeah, it's just a bunch of shit happening all at once. It's fun.
Okay.
Hey, we both read X-Men Red.
This issue kicked ass.
This issue is amazing.
Yeah, this is like I'm sorry, I dropped something. This is the best Magneto has been since his solo series.
This is perfect characterization on all parts. Because basically the first half of the issue is everybody going like, "Oh shit, Vulcan challenged Tarn to death by combat. Oh no, what's gonna happen? Blah blah blah." You know.
Yeah, because Tarn is on the leadership of Araka.
And everybody kind of hates Tarn because he's a piece of shit. And they're all trying to figure out what they're going to do to solve the problem.
Is Tarn just a name that writers use for characters who are big pieces of shit all the time?
I don't know.
Because, like, that's here, and that's also, like, the big bad of the Transformers comics for a while was a new character named Tarn.
Interesting. But basically, Roberto basically goes like, "Oh, you know who really went against this guy? I don't know. It's maybe someone who's an Omega level mutant. I don't know. Maybe someone like that." And Magneto goes like, "Shut the fuck up, boy. I am sad. I am depressed. I am an old man, and I'm not getting my daughter back.
I do not have time for this shit."
It's just like, also love the pathos in that. It's just like, we can finally revive people who would have been mutants and give them a chance at life. But my daughter wasn't a mutant, and I will never see her.
And I love that bit of pathos because, like, I haven't read enough comics to have known that was a thing beforehand. Because I was like, oh shit, Magneto had a human daughter. That's great pathos for his character.
Mm-hmm. But she's also dead, so it's like, a lot of things.
Also, really says something about his genes that he's had 3 daughters and only the one son.
Well, I saw an old wives' tale that basically said the bigger your dick is, the more sons you have. Oh no. Did I just say Magneto has a tiny dick? No, I didn't.
Well, I mean, he's certainly been compensating for suffering his entire life.
But basically, Roberto eggs Magneto on and goes like, hey man, you're cool. You can do this shit. You're a badass. You can fight. And Fisher King basically was like, yo, no one in Rocco would be mad if you actually challenged because, like, you actually learned our customs and are, like, integrating with us and are actually, like, being friendly and part of the community.
People here respect you. They don't respect Vulcan. Vulcan's a loud jackass.
Vulcan's a loud jackass who doesn't respect any of our beliefs. You're a kind, gentle man who's willing to fight for others, who actually listens to what we do, and goes like, yeah, no, I'll do that.
Yeah. And I love his narration, too, because he's like, I don't want to do this, but we don't always get to do what we want. Like, Magneto deadass has a Spider-Man moment.
Yeah. But basically, the fight happens, and Tarn and Vulcan, like, just turn off each other's powers, and then Tarn just goes like, haha, guess what? You can't turn off the fact that I'm actually super strong. Fuck you. Break you. Bash your head in. And everyone's going like, oh, ew. That's gross. And then Magneto flies in and goes like, hey, fuck you. Fight me. And Tarn goes like, alright, cool.
And then in the crowd, somebody makes a bet with Iska.
No, it's the better than that, because Iska's going like, oh yeah, no, I fought with fucking Tarn for years. He's just gonna wait it out, get his powers back, and then turn off Magneto's and win. And Roberto, knowing all of this earlier in the conversation. Yeah, so sometimes when you lose, you win. And this guy goes like, that doesn't make any sense. I always win. How can you lose and win? Doesn't make any sense. So when Magneto flies in, he goes like, you know what, Iska? I think you're right. I bet you Tarn wins. And she goes like, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
She is so mad, and I love it.
And like, she just snaps his neck. And Storm goes like, what the fuck are you doing? He made a bet with me. I can't lose. He made a bet with me that Magneto would win. And then Tarn's just sitting there going like, haha, I got my powers back. Shoop. What's this? Oh, that's my psychic and mutant power dampening helmet.
And your powers are psionic, bitch.
So you can't do anything. Also, it's metal. Crush. I am Magneto. I sit at the seat of loss. Fucking
Good
hell.
shit. It's such good shit.
Chad King energy. Also, Magneto, the Holocaust survivor, the man who's lost a daughter, lost a wife, lost so many people, sitting at the seat of loss. Thematic.
Beaming. Symbolism.
Good shit. Hey, tell me about bisexual disaster, son of Kal-El.
It's funny because it's true. This felt like a bit of a filler issue too, I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to pull it up. Where the fuck did I put it? Oh, there it is. Because this issue is mostly just him and Batman are doing a thing, and then some Lex drones show up and try and attack the safe house, and then it turns out that Crypto led them there.
Oh,
hey, Crypto's here. Isn't that cute?
yeah.
Also, Dick Grayson goes undercover as billionaire philanthropist Dick Grayson to be like, yo, Lex, why are you fucking with Superman again? What's up? I heard about this thing called The Rising. What's that? And he's like, oh, it's nothing. Just go away. Bendix, time to move up your timetable. And that's kind of... Oh, also, Superman and his boyfriend confront a U.S. senator who works for The Rising. And then Crypto fucking kills the senator, because the senator is a super clone.
Alright, anything else?
Oh, Jay's mask gets ripped off, and his identity is exposed to everybody. So, the truth can't exactly do its job anymore.
Oh, no.
It was okay.
Hey, guess what book we fucking both read?
Yeah, I told you to read this, bitch.
It's Daniel Warren Johnson. Of course I'll read it.
Yeah. This was good shit. This was Goat Raw Swag Keeney.
Hey, what if New Japan was intergender and their biggest champion was a badass woman who accidentally dies in the ring and then has a daughter who wants to desperately be a wrestler, but no one in wrestling wants to train her because, oh shit, we know what happened to your mom and we feel real bad about it and we don't want you to follow down that path.
Yeah. Which, honestly, for like a day and a half, I was like, I don't know if that's a thing also in wrestling. And then I remembered the name Benoit.
Yep. Fuck, this is not Benoit exactly. This is like one part Benoit, one part Owen Hart.
Yeah.
This is the son of Benoit. This is Owen Hart.
Mm-hmm. And it's great. Like, the art is beautiful. It really made me care about these characters in the space of 15 pages.
Mm-hmm.
Like deadass, I was tearing up a little bit when you find out that the mom died. But no, I'm into this, and like the little supernatural twist at the end there, I'm like, okay, I have to see where this goes.
Yeah, and Necromancer goes like, "Hey, wrestle in my promotion, and I may bring your mom back to life."
Mm-hmm.
The fuck?
Like this is the best wrestling comic since they canceled the WWE ongoing.
And you know the fun part I like the heel of the match was like, oh my god, I didn't mean to do this. I didn't mean for this to happen.
And I love that up until that moment, you can't tell if wrestling is a work or not in this universe.
Yeah. It's very interesting. So good. Good shit.
Yeah,
good shit.
This is cool.
I read issue 2 of Moon Knight, Black, White, and Blood.
How was that?
It's an anthology series, and the stories that they told it's pretty good. Pretty good.
All right.
The first one was kind of like a what if, where Mark goes like, "Hey, Steven, can you magic my DID away?" And Steven goes like, "I don't think that's a good idea." And he just goes like, "Please, I'm just so tired. I don't want to do this anymore." And Steven goes like, "All right, magic." And then you see Mark Spector walking through a desert and going through a temple. And then the end of the story, you realize he's fucking comatose in a hospital bed as the narration goes like, maybe I'll find my body one day.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's a little fucked. And then the second one is kind of cute, but also kind of heartbreaking. Mark is walking into a diner and goes into a booth, and all of his alters and Khonshu are there. And Mark just goes like, all right, you fuckers. How did I get the scars? How did I get all these wounds? And
I want to know how I got these scars.
And Jake Lockley goes like, oh, yeah, okay, that one I was fighting a dude and I got stabbed by a knife. And you see the little action scene where it happened. And it's like, oh, that's...
Oh, okay, that's a cool concept. I like that.
And then Mark goes like, all right, what about this fucking burn? And Stephen Grant goes like, oh, that was me. I was trying to save some people, and then like some incendiary stuff happened, an explosion. I'm sorry. And he's like, all right, cool. And what about this one? And Khonshu goes like, there was a matter that needed to be dealt with, and I didn't want to bother my avatar, so I did it myself with your body. And he's fighting Juggernaut. and it's like he's in the mystic armor, and he goes like, you, the vessel of Sidorak, fuck you. And he's like, yeah. And then you look at Mark's hand, and it's all bloodied and scarred up. And they all go like, all right, cool. How did that happen? And he repeats a line that Jake Lockley says. It's like, sometimes you get hurt, but you should see the other guy. And then you flash back to when Mark got hurt, and he was punching a fucking mirror, basically saying, "Yeah, I hate my life. Fuck this."
That's the Moon Knight version of Almost Got Him.
It's so good. It's a solid, fun little story. And then the last one is basically, kind of a... Mark Spector was a mercenary. Here's Moon Knight dealing with some of the mercenary aftermath of like one of his old teammates who's gone bad. He has to go kill him. It's a fun little romp, but like that middle story is the best one. You don't even have to read all the book. Just go find the middle story, read it. It's really good.
Right.
Oh, God, we are eating so much good Moon Knight shit now. We have so much Moon Knight. I love it. Give me Sleepwalker. Hey, Power Rangers. There's a big blue cat. Press F, pay respects.
That was good. Fuck you.
Buy me dinner first.
This is Ryan Parrott's best issue since Go-Go ended.
Ooh, that's a statement.
This fucking blew me away with all the shit it does for Jason's character. And it's partially because it really hit home for me as somebody who recently lost a parental figure. Because this entire issue, like everybody's just trying to be there for Jason. Like Ernie tells him this really nice story about one time when his mom came and watched him teach one of his karate classes. the Rangers are like training with him and trying to take it easy on him and being like, "Do you want to talk about it?" Blah blah blah. Zordon offers him the chance to step away from being a Power Ranger for a little while, and all the while he's just going, "I don't need people to take it easy on me. I don't need people to tell me I can lean on them. I need shit to do. I don't want to wallow in this. I want to go do things that occupy my mind." Like, he goes to his dad because, don't forget, his dad had cancer and his mom just died suddenly in her sleep. So he's like trying to check up on his dad and being like, "Yo, I could stop doing the peace conference thing early and we could spend some time together." And he's like, "I already sold the house. I'm moving in with my sister." And Jason's like, you could have talked to me about selling my childhood home and this." And he's like, "What's to talk about? We've barely talked since you started going to high school. It's fine. I just don't want to be here without you or your mother. So that's what I'm doing about it." And he's like, "Fuck, all right." And all leads up to this big moment where he just blows up at Zordon about, like, "Don't try to baby me. You chose me to lead these teams. You chose me to be the Red Ranger because I'm supposed to be able to take on all this responsibility and perform under pressure. And now everybody's acting like this is too much for me, and I don't feel that way. Why are you guys babying?" And Zordon's just like, "Nobody's trying to baby you. We just don't want you to hurt yourself in your confusion, essentially." And and like there's never this moment of like, and suddenly it's all okay. It's just like, things are hard for Jason and they're going to stay hard for a while, but finally he's made it clear how he wants to be treated going forward. And it's like a really solid cathartic issue in that sense, and reinforces that the Boom Studios version of Jason is literally the best version of Jason.
I just find it funny that the cover has a very solemn big blue cat and robot.
Yeah. Who aren't at the actual funeral, by the way. This is just a cover for the fans.
But overall, good issue?
Yeah. Great issue.
I read Hulkling and Wiccan.
Oh yeah, I forgot this happened. Is this a one-shot or a new mini?
It's a one-shot because it was a Marvel Infinite series.
Mm.
And it's just kind of like the print version. Okay. So, Hulkling and Wiccan are doing their space emperor-y kind of like thing. They kind of settle down for a little bit, and they have a quote-unquote big gay dinner party.
Oh, sick.
So they invite Northstar and his husband and Iceman. Basically, they invite their big gay heroes.
Nice.
And they have a nice little dinner. And Northstar and his husband go like, married life ain't all it's crapped up to be. You gotta compromise a lot. You gotta work with your partner. But overall, it's really worth it. And it's adorable. And Iceman...
That older married couple speech.
Yeah. Because at one point in time, they ask, "Oh, hey, are you staying here or are you going back to New York?" And Billy wants to go back to New York eventually. He misses home. He likes the city. And Hulkling goes like, "Yeah, but I'm the emperor of the fucking Kree Skrull Alliance. This is a full-time job. I can't just leave." And so there's a little bit of a conflict, but it's less of like, fuck you conflict, and it's more like, oh, right, I hadn't thought about it. We need to talk about that kind of conflict.
We should probably get a vacation home or something.
All the while, Iceman goes like, "Oh, fucking gag me, all these married couples. The fucking single man's here pissed off. Do you want my pie?" Because he brought a pie. And it's fucking cute. And so they're about getting ready to bed. But before they get to bed, Hulkling's called away for a big important thing, and Wiccan goes like, "Go, honey, do your thing." And then a little game console appears next to Wiccan, and he goes like, "What the fuck is this?" he turns it on, and like there's a cute little chibi pixel version of him and him and Hulkling on it, and he goes like, "Oh, that's fucking adorable. Look at us." And he presses the start button, and then reality does weird shit, and they're in two different lives. Wiccan is on Earth in New York with a ghost Greek god boyfriend. Ooh, and he's trying to bring him to life and all this kind of stuff so they can touch. And Hulkling's up in space, and he has a big space boyfriend, and it's like, what's going on? Ultimately, they're just trying to get back together because they don't remember each other, but they basically say, I don't remember, but there's an aching feeling in my heart that there's someone out there, and I don't know what. And their boyfriends are going like, what the fuck? You're dating me. What the fuck are you doing? Stop. But they're going like, no, I gotta figure this out. And then Wiccan goes like, oh shit, I remember everything. And he goes and finds Hulkling, and he goes like, fucking remember. And he goes like, oh shit, how could I forget you, my husband? And they embrace. And then Agatha Harkness shows up and goes like, haha. And Wiccan goes like, the fuck are you doing here? You training my mom. What are you doing here? And he goes like, I am no longer training your mom because she's a fuck up, and I just don't want to deal with her anymore. So now I am tasked by a higher power to train you. And he goes like, I don't want to be trained by you. Tough shit. I'm gonna fuck with you. And he goes like, fuck you. And she goes like, yeah, but this was all a test to make sure that your love was true and sound. You passed. And Hulkling and Wiccan just look at each other and go like, we still got to talk about the whole thing, but we will compromise and we understand each other. This was fucking weird. I love you. Yeah, I love you too. Let's go get some sleep.
This sounds like a plot I've seen in some stuff before.
Yeah, but it's adorable. It's cute. But also, I think the new boyfriends are existing in the regular Marvel universe because the last page just has them looking really sad.
All right.
So, like, conflict later. Who knows?
Yeah, when are we going to see these fuckers again?
Who knows? They're a good character design, so I wouldn't mind seeing them again. Oh, is that the last book?
Is it?
Is this the last book either of us read? Yeah, that's the last book on the list.
How about that?
How about that? Hey, guess what? Comics were fun this week. Did you enjoy comics this week?
For the most part.
Did you enjoy movies this week?
I didn't watch any movies this week. I watched a couple of streaming shows, and those were pretty good.
Fuck off, they're moving pictures. Fuck you. Look, we don't call these funny books. We don't call them sequential art. We call them comics.
Alright.
Fuck you. Hey, you want to tell the people about your shit? Nice. Howdy. Would you like to see some Twitch streams? Twitch.tv/Boingo Rider. Would you like to see some social media? Just look for @Boingo_Rider on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. And hey, would you like to see some YouTube videos? Search for Boingo Rider on YouTube. You'll find me. Hey.
About that.
Hey. Any final thoughts? Oh, wait, hold on a second before you do the final thoughts. This has been a product of Modular Media. We do a lot of things around here part. We do this podcast where that you just went through. We also do components where we do random shit. We just talk. Sometimes we have a guest and interview them. Sometimes we just hang out. Yeah. We have No More Games where me and Buster talk about video games. And in fact laughs at us because we get invested into a hobby he has no interest in. We also Who's the man who spent several hours customizing a Dr. Octopus figure?
Shut the fuck up. That didn't happen. I'm cool.
Oh, really? What's the podcast you have with Buster? Yeah. 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 Okay. So yeah. Any final words?
No.
Enough said.